Welcome to Boomhauer 69's channel. Today Boomhauer's going to do a little walking talking video. As you can see, they're still working on my street. Going to take them a while. In case you don't know what they're doing on my street in the lovely little town of Saranac is, they're just simply laying down new piping and going to be repaving the road. And they're just basically, I call updating the sewer system. I'm basically putting new piping down. They put that green tiling pipe, they usually call it. I think they call that pipe tile, But they put in the ground some newer green tiling pipe to connect people's homes to the main sewer pipe in the ground to and stuff. So, cause I seen chunks of it, but the old pipe was the old piping was that gray and was that brown old brown clay piping that they used years ago, and now they just upgrade with that plastic PVC green tile and pipe and stuff. And yeah, they're pretty soon will be probably getting ready to. I think they're getting ready to button everything up where they'll be getting ready to think about redoing the sidewalks and repaving the road and stuff, because that road before that was all potholes and all kinds of goodies, and so yeah, I'm just doing a little random walking talking video. I haven't done one of these in a long time, but that's what they're doing, just updating the road and the sewer system. But yeah, I'm still working on the process of getting my YouTube channel monetized. I'm working on that. I just gotta do some things to my channel this weekend before I can actually be monetized on YouTube and stuff. But my ultimate goal is try to build a successful YouTube channel and hopefully make a successful YouTube channel where I can do quite a bit of videos on here, and a variety of different videos, not just making videos about food and products, and be able to do more. Like as far as product reviews go, I would love to be able to successfully create a YouTube channel where I can do some kind of cool product review videos. Like, I would love to be able to someday review some different types of e-bikes and kind of different types of products out there and stuff, like different kind of odd products, like those little enclosed mobility scooters and e-bikes and stuff. But basically have some, as far as product reviews go, be able to have the money to kind of review some cool, unique products and stuff, and through YouTube ad revenue and stuff, like those enclosed mobility scooters, be able to buy some of them little enclosed mobility scooters and them little Chinese vehicles and do videos about those and give my opinion on them and see how cool or stupid they are and stuff. And like I said before, do a variety of different e-bikes and different things, and also to be able to, like I've always said, help people out and stuff. That's like the main goal for me, is to be able to, through YouTube ad revenue, be able to make videos of helping people and stuff. Like, I thought it would be neat if I knew how to do all of it and all the legalness behind it, but be able to take some, I always call it pallets, but be able to build some little tiny houses on wheels, little tiny house push cart thingies and stuff for the homeless. Maybe do something more for the homeless. I do want to buy up some more tents later on in the future and donate more tents and stuff to the homeless and people in need. Hey, there's a Cool little polished stone. I notice people like to do that nowadays. Decorate stones, or they have those rock tumblers that allow you to shine up and polish up stones. And I notice a lot of people like to do that, and then just for the fun, leave them random places and stuff. Like one time, it was probably maybe a year or so back. Some obviously little child painted a stone and then left it on the old broken church sign in front of the church there. So have you ever seen it in those videos that wooden post, that rectangle white wooden post that years ago used to have a board in it, and the board just told when the church back in the day when they used to have a preacher in main services there, it would explain what, when Sunday service was, when was Bible study, prayer meeting, Wednesday prayer meeting and stuff, and back in the day when they would have some things here at the church. Right now in that church building, my dad's cousin's son is running having a little private, I just call it a private little family Bible study, bringing his family closer to God and stuff. He's actually a pastor in Indiana. He pastors a church in Indiana. I think they in a funny little town, some little town like called Cedar or Cedar Lake or something. And so he's actual pastor of another church. So he actually will drive. I think it takes him about 2 hours to get up to the Bible Methodist Church. I just call it the Bible Methodist Church because that's what it used to be called. But the church next door to me that I'm trying to make that I did the video about, that I'm trying to make go viral all over the internet, he will travel 2 hours to simply do a little service, and then he'll drive 2 hours back home and stuff. And that's why I think it would be neat to be rich and loaded with money and restore that church building and make a second stories, because that church was actually, when they built that church, they built it with a super high ceiling like they used to do back in the day for old churches. That when that church was built, that was a common thing to build a church with a big old high ceiling. So if you did it right and you had the right kind of construction company, you could make that. I know you could make that building into a 2-story second level. Add a second level to that, and I think it would be neat on the second level, do some I call it dormitory style rooms in there, or simply maybe, I don't know, depending on how you manage to do it, build some little maybe 2 mini apartments up there or something. I actually don't know what would be the best route to go. I'm always thinking kind of like how colleges have their dorm rooms set up, little small little dormitory bedrooms, because I think you'd be able to add multiples of those, and I think that might be the more sensible thing to do. I don't know, but have some rooms, and then of course I would have the church building jacked up and a better basement setup put in, like a new foundation basement, and put a really nice basement, a better basement other than what it's got. Basically make the headroom of the basement down there, make it a little more taller, and remodel the basement where you could maybe add a kitchenette down in the basement, and definitely some restrooms that would have at least some walk-in showers. So if you added living quarters in the second story, you'd have some restrooms somewhere in there that would have walk-in showers where somebody could at least walk in and simply walk in and have a shower at least. Have 2 restrooms with at least a walk-in shower stall for people to clean up and stuff. That's what I like to do, and that's why my goal is to all the time is when I'm working and different things, trying to figure out, okay, how do I go about building a successful YouTube channel and get my name out there and to be able to do all that stuff and to help others as well. And I even have some own projects in my head that I would like to do for my personal self, like the house I live in. I'd like to that's also owned by that church, fix that up as well. I would actually in my mind, I'd almost think it'd be neat to fix that house up, put a brand new basement under that as well, because that's got an old dirt floor fieldstone foundation. So I would totally tear the basement, jack up that house, put a whole new cemented in basement, put a little bit of an addition there, and basically put all the utilities down in the basement, make a nice full cemented in basement where you could have your washer, dryer, your furnace and water tank and all, hot water tank and all that down in the basement, and make the basement into like a small little kind of apartment, maybe one room apartment, and then convert the upstairs into like a second apartment, and then the downstairs its own little apartment, make it like a 3-unit apartment building. If I was that kind of wealthy, that's what I would do to that house. And then for me, I would love to buy some nice wooded land out in the country and do like a small, maybe off-grid type house, living quarters, and a few little things, build a little small off-grid. I even debated if I had the money for myself for a place of living, set there and build like a pole barn with like a little apartment off to the side, and then that way I could have a pole barn for doing projects and what have, and different things, and then have a living quarters off the pole barn, or just build like a shed-like structure, or just build a little shed-like structure, tiny house kind of thing, and live in that and stuff. But yeah, I'll turn around here. That's one of the things I would personally like to do, is get my butt back out in the country again, like I was when I was a child growing up and things. But yeah, there's a lot of things I want to do on YouTube and different types of videos out there. That's why I tried to, when I wrote my bios on the YouTube homepage there, on my homepage YouTube, and tried to market in my YouTube channel as it's going to be a channel about everything from product reviews to travel to you name it, because I would love to do a lot of things. Like, I'd love to get a group of friends and a group of people I know and like create, because I always struggle with socializing with people and stuff. That was one of my kind of downfalls, is I wasn't very good at socializing. But I don't know if you'd see that on camera, but we got a fake horse in there. That's actually the Train Depot Historical Museum in our town. That's just the local, I guess you call it, museum, where you can learn about the town's history and stuff. And on certain days they open that up to the public, and even when we have our town's little festival they call Bridge Fest, they have that open up for people to tour and see all the lovely little things of the town's history and stuff. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to do videos where I could get a group of people I know together, maybe people that don't know each other and might, want to create new friendships and meet new people, get a group of people going and have them do like a little road trip challenge, go on the Facebook Marketplace, because I'm always looking at that, seeing what's for sale, and maybe buy an old motorhome and, buy one of them old questionable, been in the farmer's field for 9 million years and see if it, and get it to where it will run somewhat, and do a video. Well, this junky motorhome make it all the way to this destination or whatever, and do like a challenge video where they gotta try to successfully make it there, because I like those old videos. Like I've said before this in videos, I grew up around people who didn't have a whole lot of money, so they'd be taking a questionable car and going on a road trip because that's all they had and stuff. And my dad was friends with some people that back in the day used to do that, and they would have an old car and like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Tennessee or somewhere, and I'd sit there and be like, wow. Well, and my dad would even be like, wow, that car actually made it. Even my dad even done that in the past with his own vehicle. So we used to go up north, and sometimes my dad would be like, I don't even know if my own car is going to make it to this location, that location. 'Cause we used to go on family vacation trips up to a place called Charlevoix in Petoskey area. My dad like going there, and even my dad would have an old car, and he'd be trying to see if it would go that many distance. And a lot of times, and what would happen with my dad's personal experience of traveling is the car would make it there and make it back, and then a couple weeks later, he'd be having to have it in the mechanic's garage because something broke on it, and trying to get it repaired. And then my dad would say to my mother, yeah, maybe I should have never took that car all the way there and stuff. And my mother's like, well, you want to have a little vacation, so yeah. So I know how that is, and I think it'd be fun to do that sort of thing. Fun, take away a questionable car, minivan, whatever, and see if the old clunker will make it to a certain destination and stuff. And do videos like that and multiple things, but yeah, that's the goal, is to hopefully be able to do those sort of videos and just regular old travel videos, be able to make enough money with YouTube where I could just look at a United States map and use it as like a dartboard, I guess, and just randomly pick a spot and say, yep, there's where I'm gonna go today, and stuff, and to do lots of things. Like, big thing for me is, either if I do it on camera or off camera, is to help people out, do what the Bible taught us, what God wants us to do. Help your fellow man, woman out and stuff. Help your fellow people and stuff, and that's the thing I want to do. That's the biggest reason why I'm even trying to do YouTube and stuff, because I grew up around those people. I was in those situations. I know what it's like when your father's sitting on the edge of a hospital bed, and then the doctor tells you, I'm sorry, sir, but we can't do anything more for your wife, and your dad sitting there comes to the realization that the woman he loved for many, many years is going away, and there's nothing he can do. I've been in those tough situations where you either buy you either buy the medication or you buy the food. Take your pick. Well, I remember many times going to the when my mother was sick in the hospital, going into the little cafeteria, which is only a $5 bill, trying to figure out, okay, what can I get for $5 to feed my fat ass? That's the harsh reality there. And even in those times, that hospital food was quite expensive, but but you had no choice, and if you tried to walk to the gas station, that would sometimes be a sketchy situation in the big city. So, but I remember that, and getting a little tray of the little chicken nuggets thingy in the hospital cafeteria, and saying, well, I hope there's a drinking fountain nearby where I can get a drink of water and stuff. And I've been in those situations, struggles, but that's all part of life. That's what makes you the human being. Those hard times are what's going to make you appreciate the good. There's a bunny. Too late. I was going to flip the camera around and try to catch that bunny, but he already is on already went in the bushes. But that's what makes the person you are, and what molds you into that person, and makes you help appreciate the good times that do come along. is when you work hard for something, you will learn to appreciate it more than versus just getting it handed to you and stuff. And so I look at it down through the years, all those struggling times and the hard times and stuff. It just helps you learn to appreciate the good you have. Like I've been in car wrecks before where I wrecked my car and struggled to, I hope I'm able to get a good vehicle and this and that and the other. And well, when I finally got that good car, I appreciated it more when I did it and stuff, And so that's what life is all about and stuff is when you go through those struggles and then the good times come, it helps you appreciate those more than and stuff. So that's what I look at. Like my mother's passed on and my father's passed on and stuff, and I look back and I realize how good I had it. I was thankful enough to be able to know my parents and know both of them and stuff. I know some kids, some people don't get to know their biological parents and stuff. Some kids live in a home where they only know their biological mother or their biological father, or they don't know both because they were in a foster home adopted. I met those people in times, and so when I met those people and stuff, I said, man, it's great to be able to successfully know my parents and know them and stuff, and I was glad to know them. I grew up in a household where I could put in a rated R movie and watch whatever rated R movie I want. My parents didn't care because my dad would be sitting on the couch watching the rated R movie be with me and stuff. And some kids in the household, they wasn't even allowed to watch those violent movies and stuff where, heck, there's even some parents out there wouldn't even let their kids watch a PG-13 movie. And so I had the luxury of that, and I had the luxury of learning about the old technology from my dad. My father was the one that taught me what a CB radio was, and Citizens Band Radio, which CB is short for Citizens Band and stuff. And I grew up around truck drivers and stuff. So, and my father, he was part of that generation where everyone in the household had a CB somewhere and stuff to communicate. Because believe it or not, back in the day, a Citizens Band Radio was like having a cell phone or a computer. Everyone had them, not just truckers. And then later on, when cell phones became more commonplace, then the Citizens Band Radio just became something that mostly truckers used. But back in the day, my father's generation, everybody either had a CB radio in their vehicle, their car, truck, whatever, or they had a radio at home called a base Citizens Band Radio, and stuff, and which I wouldn't mind in the future sometime having a good base Citizens Band Radio. Like I personally like those ones they used to call a Johnson Messenger. That almost looked like a little telephone. I always thought it'd be neat to have one of those sometime in the near future. But yeah, and through my father, I learned what an 8-track player was and 8-track cartridges and how to use that stuff and vinyl records and stuff. I know how to work a record player that can play 78s, 45s, 33s and stuff. When I go to garage sales and yard sales and stuff, and I see a record player or a turntable, as some people used to call them, I always check and see what kind of speeds it has. And usually the newer ones, they just have the 33 long playing and 45 LPs, and not the 78 speed. I like the record players that have all three speeds, 78, 45, and 33 LP. Which, when you see a big old record, a 33, and it says LP is short for long playing. And that just means a bigger vinyl disc with more songs on it, and it plays a lot longer than a 45 or a 78. Because, see, back in the day, 45s were the goal was 45. The 45 record format was to replace the easy to break 78s. The 78 records were sometimes either one-sided or two-sided, and basically came with two songs like a 45. And the goal was 45s was basically to replace the 78 record with a newer, easier, a newer type of format that wouldn't break so much and stuff. But what ended up happening is someone got the idea, hey, let's make a vinyl record that has more songs on it, and so therefore basically the 33 LP became, long playing 33 LP became more popular choice amongst the people and stuff. So therefore 35s and 45s were sold alongside each other and stuff, because it was originally going to be one of the things like the 78s where you get a bunch of little discs in a big old album thingy. But then later on they just decided to make like 45s a budget model where artists would, for cheaper, would make a 45 and you get a couple little songs on it, and then you get a few cents cheaper instead of the if you went out and bought the full album, which came on a 33, which 33 LPs made more sense and stuff. But yeah, through that, through my parents, my mom and dad, I learned all about that stuff and the old technology, which I'm glad, because it molded me into the person I am today and stuff. And that's why I want to do my best on this channel to create a channel that's going to help people, whether it's bringing good watchable content or simply donating a bunch of stuff to people in need, whatever God has in store and plan and stuff. Again, I grew up in that household where we struggled a little bit and stuff, where there was struggling at times, especially when my mother got really bad sick. We had some hard times when my dad had to make some tough decisions. So I always remember that, and I remember as a kid growing up wanting, like, for example, go-karts and mini bikes. I remember as a kid like, oh man, I wish I could have that, but my parents couldn't afford to buy those things for me. So I think it would be neat to be now as an adult and through this YouTube channel to be able to go out and go to like maybe a thrift store or something and say, hey, and show up with a brand new go-kart, mini gas-powered go-kart or gas-powered mini bike and go, hey, can you give this to a family in need and let their little kids have something for fun and do things like that and stuff. And even people I personally know that have little ones and they maybe show and maybe buy their kids some toys and stuff. Like, I think it would even be fun to, like, PlayStations and Xbox are a popular thing amongst people and fun to mess around with, and not everyone can afford those things. So I think it would be cool to go out and be able to buy a bunch of PlayStation and Xboxes and donate them to a local thrift store that helps out family in need and stuff, like that Pocket Chain 360. I'd love to have a buttload of money and be able to slap down a bunch of PlayStation and Xboxes, show up to them and say, hey, give these out to families in need that don't have the luxury of these video games, and do all sorts, and not just video games, donate tents, maybe kitchen appliances as well and stuff, If I had the money, all my brain would be doing all sorts of things and stuff. So there you have it. I'm going to end this little walk and talking video for y'all. Hope you learned something from it. I just thought it'd be funny just to throw this video up there. Hope you all have a good day. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this sort of content. Comment your thoughts below. Don't forget to share this video with everybody you know. And thank you for watching Boomhauer69's YouTube channel.